Okay, looks like it's going.
Going.
It's running.
It's running. Gotta catch up with it.
And, ooh.
Excuse me, I must have been at those tacos.
Oh, geez. We'll see how this goes here. Oh.
Wrong show. I don't need the sound effects.
No, not today.
Save those up.
Not today.
Not today.
All right, and...
Am I too crotchy? How can I sit here?
Maybe sit up a little bit or to the side.
Oh. To the side?
Well, you know, like...
What the hell are you talking about? Here, boot that screen up so I can see what's going on.
That's what it looks like.
That's good.
Okay.
You're not paying enough to see that.
Oh, jeez. So we'll give this a minute, and who knows how many people will even watch.
It doesn't matter.
They can always catch the replay later. Oh, you know what? That ring light
needs to be turned up.
Yeah, that's what is missing
How?
here. There's a button over here.
There's a button over here. Oh, we saw your butt. No, I'm just kidding. There you go. Boom. Now it's like too light. Yeah, that's okay. Now it's good. That's
turned
good.
It down.
That's better.
Okay.
So your butt.
All right. Oh, there are people here. Okay. Michael and Terry Shook. Hello. And we did get the package you sent us, guys. So we will share that this Friday. So thank you.
Yes, it's very.
Yeah, we'll share it on the air.
We took a sneak peek, but
yeah,
because we didn't know if it was something perishable. We didn't know. We had no idea.
Yeah. Jerry says good afternoon. Hi, Jerry. Wiki Bobby's here, and Joseph Lawrence is here.
Oh, Joey Lawrence.
And if people miss this, that's okay. They could watch the replay later. Yeah. So probably just get started pretty soon.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Those lights I didn't put on. I forgot.
Which lights?
The lights
that's
here.
for the show.
I'll put. Yeah, it's not.
You can't. This isn't all razzle dazzle. This is the stripped down, bare bones. You know,
the behind the scenes. Yeah, behind the scenes.
See, you're getting too technical with everything. You gotta leave some of that for the razzmatazz for Friday night.
Wiki Bobby says I'm going home later today.
Yay!
Oh, that's good. Your prize is on the way, Bobby. We sent it to the address that you gave us, so hopefully that's the correct address. But you could talk to us about that in private off the air.
Yeah.
Reb Ohio is watching. He says, what up? And yeah, Wiki Bobby was one of last week's prize winners. Yes. And so was Kirk, I believe.
Yes,
Bobby and Kirk.
Harrington and yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we sent out the prize packages yesterday.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm a little slow with sending them out, but I do get them.
That bad.
I do get them out to everybody.
You do fine.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, let's get started.
Let's do this. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. me. Hey, everybody! Welcome to another exciting episode of
Living the Scream, the behind the scenes of The Mummy and the Monkey. And I am Janet, also known as The Mummy.
And I am James, also known as The Monkey.
And welcome to our channel, The Mummy and the Monkey.
That's right. And
we are horror film hosts. We are horror characters where we dress up in character on Friday nights and host a show called the Harry Scary Hangout.
We're inducted into the Horror Host Hall of Fame in the class of 2023.
Yes, we were a few years ago.
Yeah.
And we also like to thrift. We like to find items for our eBay store.
We like to eat and have a roof over our heads.
We like to eat and pay bills.
Yes. And that which allows us to do our Mummy the Monkey's Harry Scary Hangout horror hosted show on Friday nights.
And that also allows us to work from home while taking care of your mother who lives with us.
Well, yeah, that helps out.
So that's we're very grateful to be able to work from home and do that.
Yes, eke out a living, selling stuff we find at yard sales, estate sales, thrift stores, on the side of the road. Literally like
curb
garbage picking.
Yeah.
So
you never know what we're gonna find, and this podcast talks a little bit about all of those things. We're also physical media enthusiasts. We love collecting VHS tapes, mostly tapes that are like taped off the TV from back in the day, in hopes of finding cool, fun commercials to watch or cool old TV shows, or
historical things like reel-to-reel films, which you scan in with the aid of your trusty 8mm, 16mm, whatever scanner, and you're able to get, recapture those images. Like you found some footage from a 1955 Christmas parade downtown Cleveland recently.
I did, yeah. I haven't shared that yet, but It is really wonderful film. It's a home movie from 1955 where you see downtown Cleveland, Ohio with the Christmas decorations and all of the lights, and you get to see that old Higbee building with all the decorations. And,
Yeah, very
and
cool.
there was a Christmas parade.
Yeah, so
It's super cute.
you never know what you're gonna find there too. So
Yeah.
we just try to make the most of our little niche, and like Janet said, it's a way to make a living as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And recently I had to kick it into full gear because I am by I'm usually a designer, a graphic designer, toy designer by trade. But last couple years, I had a really nice remote job. I got to work from home and that for the last couple years, but they restructured and decided my position was no longer necessary. So I'm not disillusioned with the art field or the design field, but it's just not, I don't know. I put some feelers out there, haven't heard anything back, but I haven't hit that really hard yet, looking for anything full time. And quite frankly, I don't think I can work anywhere off site. I need to work from home because of the caretaking situation with my mom.
I did just out of curiosity, because I haven't been looking at the job stuff lately, but I did update some things in case I needed to go look for something, because that's, you never know how things go. So and I know one of us needs to at least be home with her.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's nice when we can both work from home, so we can take turns and give each other breaks and stuff.
For me, so now I'm doing eBay. I've dedicated all my time that I have to earn money doing that. I've ramped things up. My sales have gone up the last couple months, and if I keep doing the same thing and even doubling it where I can, it'll just keep getting better. I mean, hypothetically, that's how it should work.
You've been accumulating things for the past several years.
I'm like a squirrel with junk and toys and collectibles. So
he's been hoarding his stuff, stuff that it's cool stuff, but you never got around to listing it until now.
But the intent is to list it.
Because now you're starting to go through that hoard.
Yes, I can shop my hoard, or but we go out and still source stuff all the time.
We still do. Yeah.
I went to the flea market twice over the weekend, and a couple days before that, we went to an estate sale, which we'll talk about. That was amazing, and that we've done pretty well, and everybody's there to resell stuff, so it's not like a big thing.
Everybody buys and sells and collects, and it's all good. And a lot of the people who vend at flea markets or the rummage sales and things like that, a lot of them do clean outs, or maybe they're cleaning out their own space at home, or having a mini yard sale, bringing it to the flea market. And we hit up the yard sales too, and estate sales, and
so usually
we're always looking for neat things.
Yeah, this show we do we do about an hour show for the Living the Scream. We'll do a half hour of the Mummy and the Monkey news updates and whatnot, and then a half hour of our eBay adventures. So which do you want to do first?
We could do eBay first.
Okay.
We could do our eBay and thrifting chat first, and then we can go into the horror host stuff.
Because I'm not really sure how much stuff there is to talk about
the movie stuff, Mummy and Monkey, Okay.
So definitely we had more going on lately with reselling because...
Well, the weather's warming up. There's more outside sales. There's more people doing clean-outs, spring cleaning. And, the weather is finally getting nice enough to go and do those things.
Right.
So we're happy about that.
And people are commenting.
And Greg Tominski says, howdy. Tough says, good work, James.
Hey, thanks, Tough.
And
Greg Tominski. Hey, Greg.
You just motivated me to get my listings posted.
Oh yeah, Tough. I mean it's incredible how just I try to do at least 10 a day, if not more. Right when I get time, but you got to make the time sometimes. But it's
honestly, for me, I think the best time for me to list is right when I wake up in the morning and have my coffee. I'll sit at my desk with my coffee and my pajamas and sort through some things that I want to photograph for eBay.
Yeah.
I'll take my pictures. I'll assign it a bin location so I know where it can be stored, and when it sells, I know where to go to get it. And, I save it as a draft. And then later on, when I'm dressed and everything, it's okay, then I go through and finish my listings, my drafts.
I can't do that. I need to list
and sometimes I'll do that with 10 or 20 things. Sometimes more.
Although the listings are kind of interesting. I tried some of that, so it's kind of... But I definitely list on the spot at my listing station and get it out there done.
For me, I noticed it's easier, and then I can type everything up on the computer and then post those like all at once. Boom, 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 get it done.
There is sort of an advantage to that, but
because to type everything out on my phone, I don't like to do it, and then you're holding your.
You don't do the talk to text.
Sometimes I'll do talk to text,
even though it's not super.
It's not always accurate.
Yeah, you have to check it and edit it.
So I'll go in and do my pictures and then save it and go and finish them on the regular computer.
Whatever works for you. There's different strokes, but it all gets the job done. My sales haven't hurt from me not doing it that way. Mm-hmm. I've definitely been selling stuff, which is cool.
Some people are early birds. Some people are night owls. So whatever works for you.
I get my stuff in the midday when I'm after everything's taken care of in the morning, because there's some stuff we have to take care of as we're caregivers. So I make sure certain things are done. Usually feed everybody. I'm usually the guy on the grill, in the kitchen. So and that's fine. I don't mind it. And then just try to take care of the menial stuff. But if there's not an errand to run or whatever, blah blah blah, then I usually list during the day, like in the early, mid morning to the afternoon.
Mid morning to afternoon, yeah.
Then you get on a roll, and it's hard to stop sometimes.
Yeah, so we're finding some cool things, and I'm grateful for that. And some cool things are selling. And over the weekend, I had like 40 something packages going out.
Yeah, combined.
It was mostly small things, like $10 and $15 things, like little Barbie outfits, little doll pieces, little collectible things like that, like a couple VHS tapes. One person bought like 5 or 6 little Barbie outfits from me, so I put them all together and combined the shipping for them. But I remember Saturday it said I had like 17 items, so I'm like, okay, I better get a start on these orders.
Pack them all up.
Friday,
right? Or Saturday?
Saturday afternoon, in hopes that more orders will come through. And sent out a bunch of offers. People sent me counter offers, so I was wheeling and dealing. People were shopping online. It was great. Yeah. And so then like Monday morning rolls around, and I'm like, oh, there's like 20 something more things. And I even had a Mercari sale, and I don't sell much on Mercari at all. It's like a backup store I have.
Monday, between both of us, we had a mountain. It was a lot we dumped off at the post office. It was crazy.
It was a lot of packages, and then you had a lot of big stuff going out recently.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately the big stuff guy, and it's like
a lot of larger items.
But they sold for decent money, and and the shipping's not that bad. Mm-hmm. So, it is what it is, you know what I mean? And it's not necessarily they were heavy, they're just like bigger items. You'll see some of them come up. We're going to do some show and tell, some sales.
Yeah, we're going to show some things in a minute. Amanda Childers is here. Hello, Miss Amanda. Kazoo TV, is that Kalamazoo TV?
Probably. Is it Kenji?
It might be Kalamazoo. Gurn, is that the name I'm seeing?
Gurn Blanston.
Gurn is here. He says, hey, what's up? Nice channel. Thank you, Gurn.
Thanks, man.
Joseph says, 40 sounds pretty good. Yeah, a lot of the thing, it's like, smaller stuff, but it's easy to store, easy to ship, easy to carry out.
Oh, trust me.
Easier to lift.
Totally.
When I sell smaller items. Yeah. And they're not always high, sometimes it's 10 or 15 or $20 things, but
I'm totally cursing the boxes, those huge boxes.
Sometimes people are shopping online, and maybe all they have to spend is $10 or $20.
But that's how much the stuff's worth. I mean, it's
and exactly. I'm not going to get more for some of these things, but
if you sell, $40, $10 things, it's a lot of money.
It all adds up, And do I want to sell more higher dollar things? Of course.
It is Kenji indeed.
I take what I can get. So
yeah, well, you have that, like you said, you have that, and then you have some bigger items too. But this estate sale that we went to on Thursday, which unfortunately I was like starting. It was at the beginning of a cold. Came out with a cold.
Yeah, you're still slightly stuffy.
Just a tiny, but nothing like I was.
You're getting better.
Late last week, it was bad. It was just like head stuffed, and I felt okay. Like I was functional, but. But then you get the stuffy head, you don't feel like even doing anything, just staring.
I didn't get as stuffy as you. I just felt like kind of tired, like I felt like I had a little bit of a bug for a few days, but I didn't get as stuffy as you.
It was just, and that doesn't happen often. I rarely get sick anymore, but mostly probably because we're inside so much. But anyway, but that deterred me from going back on Saturday, because the last day of that sale was Saturday. But we went the first day on a Thursday. This was the second time we've been. This house had 2 separate sales because there was so much stuff in this house.
Wow.
The guy who lived there, he was like a repairman. He loved electronics and tinkering with like radios, and he was into music stuff like karaoke
and electronics, different like electronic pieces and
so
parts. It was so fun to look through.
But we got the basement was closed the first time several weeks ago.
Yeah.
But when they opened the basement, and we went back, and it was like jam packed, layers of old time. I'm not exaggerating to make a point, but every old time radio from like the 1930s to
like
the 1960s,
like those old tube radios or the old shortwave radios, and then there were even multiple, like the floor model radios, like with the giant wood cabinets.
There was so much.
They looked so cool.
I'm kicking myself.
We couldn't get all of those things, and radios can be hard to sell.
I just wanted one to have. I know we have a lot of stuff.
We have a lot of radios. We're good.
I know, and if I really want an old time radio, I could probably find one anytime. But
but it was just so cool to look through, and we did get some cool stuff there. Do you want to share a few things you found?
So I found this right now. Don't get too excited. This is like a dashboard radio. It's a repop by Crosley.
A reproduction.
Yeah, reproduction. Like Crosley put out old radios actually in the 40s and stuff like that.
They did, and then...
But then they remade stuff.
They've been remaking things.
And this one is, I think, from the mid-90s or something like that, or late 90s. May 2000.
Is it a tape player too?
It has a cassette player on the side, yes.
Oh, so for cassette tapes.
It's a newer, like you said, it's a reproduction of an old, it's called a dashboard. It's because it looks like an old car dashboard.
It looks cool.
It sounds great. It sounds amazing. I might keep this one. Only because what I spent at that sale, I more than doubled on one sale from something I bought there.
Wow.
And it was, and I didn't spend $50 there, and I didn't spend 50. I spent $135 on everything that we.
That's not bad.
No, everything. I went back twice and bought stuff, but the first sale I had was over double what I spent. I'll just say that, and it was for one item I bought from there. And I've sold several other items, and that was just since Thursday. We listed this stuff, and it's just like flying out because it was good stuff.
And some of this stuff is like out of our wheelhouse. Like I don't always deal with like electronical things and stuff like that.
I love electronics,
but I was able to find some things for a good price that I could put in the store. We're gonna read some comment show that, and then let's read some comments, and then we'll show some sold items.
Well, here's another thing I grabbed. Like I said, like this thing, it's a Zenith. It's like a repairman's box for like TV and radio repair, and they would keep tubes in this. I had another one a little bit smaller than this, RCA. It sold only for $40 because I guess it didn't have tubes in it, and people like it when it has like a bunch of tubes.
Well, because people still use those old radio tubes.
This one has some tubes and stuff in it, so you open this up.
Oh, that's neat.
And it's got like compartments in it, and it's got some tubes in here. It's labeled too. It says somebody wrote on a sticker with marker, special tubes and 2 boxes. So I don't even know like what these tubes are. It says special tubes, and that could be good. The tubes themselves could be worth lots of money.
Yeah, there was a shopper. I think maybe there were 1 or 2 guys at that sale that bought all of the tubes.
Well, like not all of them.
Well, most of them.
Just open this up for the first time here.
Whoa.
There's tubes aplenty in here.
But they picked up like boxes and boxes
and they got this for like $60.
They got them cheap, really cheap.
So there's a ton.
But you don't know if they work or not unless you know what to look for.
I don't know.
It's a lot to deal with and sort through.
See, this one says key missing.
And the prices were right just to get it out of that basement.
Yes, they were just because the time for all that, trying to price every dang thing there, because there was just way too much stuff.
It was so much.
They were just like, pick a bunch of stuff up and we'll tell you what we want for it.
And the more you got, I think the better deal they gave you.
It depended, but yeah.
So it was cool.
Well, I know I did. Like I said, this was probably the best sale.
One of the better ones.
Yeah.
So we're very grateful for that.
So there's all kind of again, that's a question. I would have to, maybe I could sell the whole thing and just say, look, don't know, untested.
Yeah, maybe.
This one will be...
Put it on auction and let the buyer decide.
Yeah, and show them pictures of everything.
Show pictures of everything and just say none of these tubes are tested.
Right.
You don't know what condition they really are in.
From a repairman's basement, whatever.
It's just, you're selling it like that with the case.
Yep.
I would take good pictures of it and just put it on auction and let the buyers decide.
Please don't ask me if this tube works. I don't know.
And just say you're selling them all together.
Yeah. But that could go for 3 to 4, maybe.
Maybe.
With what's in it,
Well,
I'm going to try.
Start an auction at a reasonable price that you're okay with parting with.
Yeah.
And then let people bid on it.
Yeah, it could be fun. So who knows?
It could go up in value. It might not.
Yeah.
But
I'm probably going to research some of the tube stuff to see what they are, just in case I don't.
Well, yeah, think it over.
Because you never know what's in it. But...
Okay, so there's lots of comments here. Let's see. Someone commented earlier about having Hot Wheels. Where'd that go?
Yeah, it's about $10. I'll buy them off you.
They had like 1,000 Hot Wheels.
1,000?
Mr. Dan says, I've got 1,000 Hot Wheels I'd like to sell. I just have to make myself sit down and post
1,000? Hopefully they're older ones.
I hope they're good.
The old red lines from the 60s. Then you're talking real money.
Well, with Hot Wheels, you never know. Even some of the newer ones can be worthwhile.
From the little I do know, it's
mostly it's those vintage ones.
The 60s,
but still.
the late 60s or 70s, red line, because they have like a red line on the wheels. But
And then Amanda says, so neat the things you find, James. And then Kev Thulu says, I totally understand James's love for vintage paper items. I picked up a vintage advertisement for Weird Tales magazine.
Ooh.
Amazon, amazing artwork by one of my faves, Margaret Brundage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to read everything from kind of far away.
See that. Yeah, that's a good find. Yeah, I picked up some. Oh, that was another thing I picked up at that sale too. Was speaking of paper stuff, it was a I loved it because like there was stuff that people just were walking right by.
And then that is Kenji KZTV.
Yeah, I saw that. I said it's Kenji.
Oh, okay, cool.
But there was it was a box like shaped like a book that would be in a bookshelf, but it was labeled radio ephemera. And, that's obviously paper
like
stuff.
Old advertisements.
It was just
books
full,
and things.
Again, I think I asked how much they were like $5, full of radio stuff like ads, magazines. One magazine was how to set up a radio club, and it's by the Marconi Radio Company.
Oh,
but that's the guy who invented radio, Marconi. It looks like it's from the mid to late 30s.
That's really neat. And then Time Lord Boy says, nice to see you guys not so late in my time zone. Oh, I believe they're from the UK.
Oh, wow.
So I think they're a good 6 hours ahead of us.
Wow.
The UK and Europe.
Gosh, I hope we get back there one day.
So what time would it be over there? Like 11 o'clock at night?
I was there like, 30 years ago? 1994, 95?
I have never visited the UK, but I would love to visit.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well, I was in Leeds, in Dewsbury area.
Well, I'd love to visit all those places.
And went
that
to...
sounds like fun.
Yeah, went to a couple places. It was cool.
Very
I
cool.
I was there for a month.
Go sip a pint at the pub.
Oh, you're going to sip a pint at the pub? I got to see this.
I don't normally drink anymore, but I'd have to have one there, right?
You have in the fish and all that stuff.
Yeah, if you're visiting there, I mean...
Or whatever, just hang out and have a good time.
Okay.
He goes, yes, I am. Yeah.
Cool. Very
Time
cool.
Lord Boy. It was Doctor Who reference.
Yeah, that's cool.
Got it.
Okay, so let's go to the screenshots here.
Okay. The solds. And I think it starts out with you.
Do a show and tell.
Do.
Okay, so this one is... You don't have to.
And now here is what?
Now here is what's sold. So this I picked up at a local flea market, and it sold for $69 plus shipping. It's from 1995. It's Jewel Hair Mermaid Barbie. And
she only paid $60 for it.
No, I didn't. I got it for a very good price. I'll just say that.
For?
$69 plus shipping. And that doll does have very, very long hair. Usually the hair gets tangled up and kids end up cutting the hair and
you
kind of
bought that just a Saturday, right? And it just
I bought it Saturday morning, yes.
Boom, done.
And it's sold. So I'm happy that it's sold. And it's Barbie's getting a new home.
Yay.
Yay, Barbie. Okay. And this
What's
one.
Next?
So this is from that electronical sale. Electronical, is that a word?
The estate sale we just were talking about.
This sale we were talking about. So this is a tube tester, and I sold it for parts as is, untested, and that one went for $55 plus shipping, and I paid a very good price for that. Mm-hmm. So that is
$50 she paid for.
No, I didn't. But it's going on its merry little way to its new home. And this item here is another tube tester. So I sold 2 out of the 3 tube testers. I don't know if they work or not. I don't know how that works.
You could be selling them a perfectly
they could
functional...
be in perfect condition, but you know what?
You don't know. You can't test the tube tester.
It's fine. I'm still I'm still
Yeah, you're good.
having
You're
it's still
way
a,
in the
it's
black
still
with
a
this.
sale,
Yes.
and it's good, and I'm cool with that.
And how much did that go for?
That went for 76 plus shipping. So there's that, and yeah, those were like larger packages. And this one here is, I believe, one of yours. Oh no.
No, I do.
Okay,
I know
you've
that's
got
one of
yours coming up next. So this I picked up out of I thrifted this one.
Yes.
I'll just say that I thrifted it, and those are like, it's a vintage 1970s Mary mushroom rug. It's got snails and butterflies, and it's super groovy, super retro. That went for $46 plus shipping.
And that one had the tag on it, so right?
Yeah, that one still had the tag on it. Like
really
someone
cool.
had it in their linen closet and they never used
What a
it.
great find. And you found that right at the end of our excursion that day.
Right at the end of that thrift trip.
You dug and you found a couple more like it.
I have like several other vintage rugs similar to it in my store. And okay, this one's yours. So,
yeah.
So tell us about this guy.
So this guy, I was keeping him. We've had him for a long time. His name is, it's a plush, like about 24-inch plush, based on a character from the old Red Barn restaurants. I don't know if anyone remembers Red Barn restaurants. We had several here in Cleveland for sure, and they were national. They were great. They had fried chicken, hamburgers, fries, fish sandwiches. I mean, they had all kinds of. I remember that place. It was crazy good for the few years it was around. I think McDonald's kind of like beat their butts, but but they were delicious. And this is one of the characters. They had Hamburger Hungry. They had a fish character and then a chicken drumstick type of character. But these are, I don't know what these were used for, because they were pretty big. I thought maybe they were used in stores for displays.
Oh.
But because I don't know that anyone would want to buy a giant,
so it's like a
plush.
big mascot plush that maybe was on display at the restaurant.
One of the characters for the restaurant. I'm thinking that's what they might have been used for. But anyway, don't know at all. Anyway, they're pretty rare. They're pretty hard to find. But we've had it sitting around. I think I paid $30 or $40 for it originally a while back. But it was time to let him go. He was taking up a lot of room, and
you kept him for a while as part of your collection.
Yeah, and what do you do with this stuff ultimately?
And we're running out of room for certain things, so you decided to part with him.
I put him up for $150, and someone made me an offer for $100, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take it.
So Hamburger,
he just got sent away this morning to a better home.
So Hamburger, what is he? Hamburger Henry?
Hamburger Hungry.
Hamburger Hungry.
Yeah, you can look up these.
He's getting a new home.
There's some old commercials on YouTube if you want to ever curious. Look up Red Barn.
Red Barn Restaurants.
Yep, those structures are still around today. They're shaped like this restaurant was shaped almost like a barn, but they're like gyro houses and hookah places. They're like greasy, but those buildings are still around.
The buildings were repurposed.
But repurposed multiple times. Yeah.
Okay, and this one is another one of yours.
Oh baby!
What from the electronic gadget sale?
Yeah, this is the one. This is the first thing I sold from that estate sale. And did they have it up for best offer? I forget. Didn't matter. I had it up. I didn't know what the price is. There are crazy prices on these. Again, like you, since I don't know if it works, I don't know. I don't know what it is. A meter to test things with. But I knew it was a good thing, and that's why I bought it, because I looked it up. I'm like, ooh. And I don't want to say what I got it for, but it was not even near any of that. But it was, I just put it up for $275 plus free shipping, and it sold for that price.
That's cool.
So my $135 investment really paid off that.
So it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
That felt good.
Okay, and then this guy.
Oh, now
those are cool.
This I bought at the Hartville Flea Market. I think it wasn't last year. I think it was last year. They're just wine stoppers for it's like a Mason, like a Royal Order of Jesters, which is I think a Masonic group or something or Shriner type related.
Some type of club.
Yeah, club.
Thing. Yeah.
But they're really cool. They're like little ornate pewter wine bottle stoppers, and I had them up in my store for a while.
They look really nice.
And I think they sold for $50, so that was good. Little thing. They sat around for a little bit, but it's such a specific thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the person who bought these probably belongs to this order.
Yeah, know, probably like
from Akron or whatever, Ohio.
Yeah, that's really neat.
But that was kind of a fun sale, yeah.
Okay, and I think that's everything.
Janet eBay PNG,
Oop.
yes. So
okay, and where's the...
Scroll up, let's go up.
There we are.
Hey,
and now we're back.
Hey. And that was just some of the sales. Yeah, we had way more
That was just
stuff.
some, but we just wanted to share a few things, and then there's some more
You're not going to go through all 50 of your sales?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Some people do that, and I'm like, wow. Do you ever come across Choose Your Own Adventure books from Walt Disney or Wizard and Warrior books?
I'm sure we have.
I'm sure we have, but I can't think of any right now.
Yeah, I mean, the only way we would procure them and then try to resell them is if they had any resale value.
Yeah, I mean, most of the
I don't know
kids'
what
books,
they are.
I think we just leave alone in case, a kid might want to read them.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would.
And I don't think most kids' books don't have like a lot of resale value.
It depends on what they are, but
Yeah.
but if you're looking for some of those, we'll keep an eye out.
But well, yeah, if you're looking for those, yeah, we'll keep a lookout. And then Draugr says, "Oh man, that mushroom decor."
Yeah, I told you. I said mushrooms are big, big, big.
Yeah.
You know that anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of not quite mid-century. It's like
No, it's 70s.
It's 70s, but some people are still labeling those things as mid-century.
Well, now it's a relative thing, yeah.
But yeah. Loved Red Barn, says Amanda.
Oh my God, the food was the way it smelled in there. Oh, that's when they were still cooking everything in beef fallow, so it was like
Beef tallow,
whatever, fallow, beef tallow, and it was just oh my God, decadent, so good.
Oh Jesus,
Deliciousness.
And John says, question: have you sold an item like a puppet that has given you the creeps? Something that you couldn't wait to get rid of? No.
We do have a story about a haunted doll that you sold.
Not necessarily. There's some haunted dolls. There were some dolls at a flea market maybe a handful of years ago.
Yeah, it was funny.
Where the guy selling them said that they were haunted and they were from an attic. He had this whole story.
Brilliant. So you're walking down this gravelly, racetrack. There's basically the flea market we go to now is on a racetrack that they have like what. It's called a track, right? Racetrack? Like,
I guess so, because some people have horses there.
Yeah, they do horse stuff around there and everything.
Yeah.
There's horse stables, everything there. But imagine a racetrack, all gravel, with in the center's grass, right? And it's got some stands. So, and all the vendors set up around each side of the track. So we're walking down there one hot summer, and there's a guy standing there with all his junk, and in one, on the ground, he has an acrylic box with a doll in it, and it says "Haunted Doll" on a sign in front of it. Mm-hmm. So of course we got to stop and find out.
Of course, I'm curious. Like, okay, why was this doll labeled as haunted?
It's one of those things too. It's like once he sells that one, he puts another one in there.
Yeah, so he probably
I love it. It
was a good
idea.
gimmick.
Yes.
So we don't know for sure if the doll was actually haunted.
But he did have a great story.
It was a good story, and when I went to sell the dolls that I bought from him, I also included that story with it. And they did sell.
Quickly.
By some paranormal investigators.
Yeah. Now, the story he told was a good story. Mm-hmm. He said that he and a friend, they do clean-outs, and they would clean out this one house, old home, and they went up into the attic, of course. And in the attic, there was a pentagram drawn on the floor, and on each point, the 5 points of the pentagram star, there was a doll on each end of each point of the pentagram.
Because one weekend I went there and bought a haunted doll. Then the next weekend there same guy had the same case and another haunted doll.
He said he had 5 of them.
Yeah,
that was a good one too.
Yeah.
But anyway, but still a good story.
It was a good story. Whether or not it's real is another thing.
It works for me.
It was fun, and whoever bought them, I hope they enjoyed them.
Yeah.
But I never got any creepy vibes from it. But
No.
most dolls and stuff like that don't bother me. Some people are very afraid of how dolls look.
But the one thing, now I'm not a big. I love paranormal, the subject of paranormal, but we all collectively may have shared a paranormal experience in your old store, your brick and mortar store.
Yes.
So there was a guy who did paintings. Where was he from?
One of our viewers worked with an older gentleman.
Yes.
Who was kind of like a weird, like curmudgeon type of artist guy.
But what they did professionally, he was a janitor or something, right?
They were like dishwashers. They worked at a restaurant.
So he would go home
and
be really angry about whatever, and he would paint stuff. Like horror.
He was like disgruntled dude, and he would paint all kinds of things.
He painted a portrait of us,
and
right?
he painted us before too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they brought a bunch of stuff in when they came into the friends of this guy came into our store, your old store, and she had a place called the Mummy and the Monkey's Thrift Crypt in Lakewood, Ohio, for a few years. And but they came in, these friends of this guy, and they brought more paintings of his. One was that character, the nun from The
Conjuring.
Conjuring.
Yes, and he said that painting was cursed.
They said they want to get rid of it because it's weird. It's doing.
It was weirding them out.
Yeah.
So I had it hanging up on one of the walls of the shop.
Yes.
And you saw it. I saw it.
It was
some
you,
other
me,
friends.
A few people were there.
Some other people in the store saw it. It flew off the wall several times.
Twice.
Yeah.
We hung it back up, and we're talking, and it flew off again. I'm like, okay, this is too weird. I don't like this.
So, and after a while, someone eventually did buy it.
So I would say yes, we did sell
So
something that
that was the one time where I'm like, oh, good, it's getting out of here.
Yeah, so
because there was something strange about that one painting. I think it just had some bad energy.
It flew off the wall.
Yeah, we saw it move.
And you
off
had
of
multiple things hanging on that wall.
And it was
like
not windy outside.
No.
There was no breeze in the store.
And you had other things hanging on the wall.
It was hanging securely and just would fly off the wall.
It did twice in that same time.
I swore at it a couple times. I'm like, what? Talking to the painting, like, you gotta behave yourself.
Then there was another thing that we have still here on the set that literally, I don't have any hair on my head, but the little bit of hair I have on my back of my neck, oh, it freaked me out. That's another story for another time.
We have an item here that may or may not be haunted, but it's behaved itself lately, and it's been,
I don't know.
It has its new home over here.
He's fine.
He's okay. He's just hanging out there.
It was a toy, and it was really weird.
We were told that he was weird.
That's why it was sent to us. He goes, I got to get this thing. A friend of mine sent me that and some voodoo stuff. But it was a toy that came out in the mid-'80s. It's like an ugly head. Ralph
it wasn't,
but it's just like this toy head thing, right? The eye can come out.
It was sitting on a shelf at your old place. Yep. We went out and did errands and shopping.
No, we were getting ready to go out.
We were getting ready to go out. Okay. I'm trying to remember the story.
I put this thing on a shelf just to get it out of the way, thinking that, and I was joking around telling you the story about it, that my friend sent me this because he said it moves. That's what he told me.
Yeah.
So I walk into my bedroom to go get something as we're getting ready to go out, and the damn thing is right in the doorway. And I had a weird, I was like, ugh!
Yeah, I remember that.
Genuinely freaking out.
Because, why would it just...
I have two cats, but this thing is, this big around, right? And it's kind of heavy.
The cat was nowhere near that.
How could a cat bat that off the top of a shelf?
The cat was nowhere near it.
And then it would have to roll or be batted. No. Yeah. Cats like little tiny things to bat around.
But since, we have him set up on the shelf over there, and he's been good.
We're only nice to Ralph.
So we have to be nice to him.
I
know, we sound
good saying that. Look, I'm very skeptical. That freaked me out.
Yeah.
Really weirded
Tough
me out.
Goes, what?
My stomach turned ugh.
Time Lord Boy says, I buy stuff from charity shops, mostly old books, but not sure if I would want to sell them. And then Albert Cole says, I never have much luck at the thrift and secondhand stores. I may have to check out smaller stores. Look for yard sales, rummage sales, like church sales, estate sales, flea markets.
Much less pick-through stuff. Everybody now with Google Lens and eBay and looking everything up.
Thrift stores, a lot of the thrift stores now will put things on their own websites or they put things on their own eBay store.
It's getting
There
tough.
are some thrift stores, they pay their employees to put things on their eBay store.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That I didn't know. I never.
There are Goodwills now that have their own eBay.
Huh.
Yeah. There are some thrift stores that have their own eBay. So.
Well, that I know.
It's best to find other ways to source, or if you get the word out and let people know what you do, maybe if you help with a clean out or something, maybe
if you're reselling
maybe you could connect with people in your community and buy things off of them
before
they donate it to Goodwill.
You'd be surprised how many people want to get rid of stuff, and if they know that you they can go to you first before they just give it away or whatever. They may give you a call. Mm-hmm. But yard sales and estate sales and things like that are more friendly to us than
rummage sales.
Because now we've talked
over
about
in the
this
UK.
Before.
What do they call it? Car boot sales.
Well, that's a flea market.
Yeah.
Car boots, but we talked about this before. We walk into a thrift store and we're just deflated. It's just we really
sometimes
can't
we
find
go to the
anything
thrift
good.
shop and we walk out with nothing.
Yeah.
Or I might only find one or two little things, but I'm trying to be more careful because it's they want how much for that?
The last good things I found at a thrift store that sold were some Starbucks mugs.
Yeah.
I mean, they priced them at $5 a piece, but I wound up selling them for $30, $40 a piece.
Well, that's still good,
But
I'd pay $5 for a mug if I could sell it for $20 or $30.
But that's why I bought them.
Yeah.
But but it was a lot of digging, and I had to really look at a place that they really don't value. But they priced them $5 as opposed to $1.50, which are most of the glasses and cups, because it's Starbucks.
Yeah.
But some of those, not all Starbucks. Why is this moving weird?
What's moving weird?
It's delayed weird. Usually it's a lot smoother camera.
Oh, I don't know.
Are we looking okay out there?
I didn't notice.
It looks bound. Okay. All right.
I guess it's okay.
Might just be me, but it looks like there's a delay. Usually when I'm moving, it's in real time. You see how there's a delay? Move my arm that way. See?
Oh, a slight delay.
Yeah.
Usually it's in real time.
Yes, I just said that.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's the...
I don't know.
Sears says you guys look good.
Okay. It might just be the computer the refresh on it. Right?
I have no idea.
But yeah, so it gets challenging to find good stuff, but
it can be. But if you
there's so much stuff in this.
There's still a lot of things out there.
Oh, so
there
much.
is still so much stuff out there.
That estate sale is proof of that.
Yeah.
That's not all like cheap China stuff from the last. That's stuff this guy bought.
Yeah, but that's not
decades.
At every sale.
No,
you know what I
That's
mean?
true too.
Not every person's gonna have that.
No, but
in
as
their
long
basement.
as every 4 or 5 do, we'll be all right.
All right. So let's move right along to Mummy and the Monkey, our other characters.
Yes.
Our Harry Scary Hangout show.
Yeah.
Sound is lagging video.
That's what I was wondering.
So I guess there's some lagging. I apologize, guys.
I don't know what
I'm not sure why. As long as you can hear us and see us, I think we'll just kind of keep going for now.
If you can't feel us, sorry.
Oh.
Battery's running low.
I thought I had it plugged in.
You did not. See, you thought. That we could get if we get bounced off the air. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't realize that was not plugged in.
Oh my gosh, that's why it's like really trying to.
Okay, so can you plug that into
I'm
that
working
one
on
thing?
if I can find the right plug. Where's the power plug?
Well, the power plug is plugged into the computer.
This is
It's a larger one.
Is this?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, I see. I just need to find the
Just
plug.
follow that. Yep.
The plug for the plug.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Here it is.
All right. So
Give me a
maybe that
second.
would fix
Hold
that.
on, computer.
Hold on, guys. If we get disconnected, we'll come back.
But there's like a billion plugs in here. Which one do I unplug? Oh boy.
Probably that smaller one.
It might fit in here. Hold on. I got it.
Okay.
Ugh. You might want to.
There we go. Maybe
now
that,
it's moving okay.
Maybe that'll help.
That really made a difference. Look at that. Holy mackerel.
Woo.
It was really trying to crunch and keep up with us. That
yeah,
was the
I didn't
problem.
realize. I'm sorry.
You're fired.
All right.
Perfect.
So let's move on to The Mummy and the Monkey. We are hosting a show this Friday.
Woo-hoo.
The movie, we're not sure yet. We have to decide on a movie tonight.
Star Wars.
No, not Star Wars.
Dang it.
Never Star Wars.
Son of a.
Sorry.
Son of a.
Probably, maybe we'll do like a cheesy B movie that we haven't hosted in a while. Maybe find one from a couple years ago or something.
Sure.
Yeah. And
we'll find something.
We'll find something
It's all about
fun.
hanging out anyway.
Yeah, and then
like
there's more stuff that you have from videotapes that we can share. The Rescued Reels segment.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh, so there were a couple things going on with the Mummy and the Monkey Facebook group.
Oh boy.
A lot of scammers on there.
God, you
so
think people have something better to do with
I
this?
might switch the group to private pretty soon, but I think I remedied the issue. So for the people who are in our Facebook group, don't open any messages from weird accounts.
From Gary Smith, right? That was the one they were using, that name, Gary Smith.
I
got a message from
They
them.
were using the name of someone who was already in the group.
Yeah.
And I saw that name thinking, oh, we know him. He wants to go back into the group. Okay. Like, I didn't think anything of it until later when I saw those weird scammy posts, and I'm like, oh,
well, people were letting us know, too.
Yeah, and then people were letting us know also that it was
thank
scam.
you, by the way, for that. Please, if you see anything suspicious or weird, definitely let us know.
Yeah.
But
so I think I fixed it. And then there were some other concerns regarding our Teespring store.
Oh, God, yeah.
So we have a Teespring store, which is now called Spring. I think they're under new owners. And we have a lot of different t-shirt designs and merch on there where it's print on demand, where if you order something off of there, they're supposed to print it after the order goes through and then send it out to you, the buyer.
Right.
Well, they haven't been sending things out to people.
Yeah,
there were like
the board, right?
3 or 4 people that reached out to us saying that they ordered something back in January or back in February. They never got their item. So they demanded.
Having a problem across the board?
They claimed that they were having a delays with product. So I don't know what's going on there. If it maybe has to do with current events and the way imports and exporting fees are right now. I don't want to get political, but I don't know if that has to do with tariffs. I have no idea. I tried to contact Teespring about it, and I can't get a hold of any human being on there. I really can't. I gave up. So what I might do is try another company. We have some other artist friends that also make designs, like they send in designs for the print-on-demand sites. So we might look into like Redbubble or another site like that.
Yeah.
Check their reviews, and if their reviews are good, then we'll go with them. So yeah, I'm sorry to any of our fans that maybe ordered something and it took forever to get out to you through Teespring, or you never got your item. I would be mad. If it were me, I'd be mad.
Yeah.
And I would demand a refund. So if that happened to you, ask for a refund. Don't worry about ordering any shirts from us right now.
Right. We
won't promote it right now until I get it sorted out and we maybe go with a different company.
Heads will roll, we promise you.
I doubt that. I highly doubt that.
No.
But we might go with a better company where maybe you'll get your t-shirt in a timely manner.
Right.
I'm going to check some comments
We'll order from China.
Let's see.
Oh, wait a minute.
Whatever you have is great, says Amanda. Hanging out is cool, says Sears. Love the rescued reels. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Still, going through stuff. Boy, then that just doesn't stop coming either. We got so much stuff to go through rescued reels by.
Can you put one of the Ed Wood films on, or is that owned by someone? The Ed Wood movies are tricky.
There's a couple that are out
There's some that are public domain, but it's tricky to actually stream them. Because a lot of...
Does anyone own Glenn or Glenda?
We've never done that. Well, a lot of other YouTubers might.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. Any new skits from any characters, says Wiki Bobby? We'll try.
We're thinking on it.
We're thinking on it.
Yeah, we're trying to
we'll
come
see
up
what we could do.
It's a time right now.
Yeah. I enjoyed the last independent film.
Oh yeah, so did we. We thought that was a fun one to pull out of the mothballs. We haven't shown that one in a while.
Mm-hmm. Greg says a kaiju movie. Kaiju movies are tough because most of them are owned by Toho, and Toho is very protective of their content.
Now with the resurgence of kaiju, yeah, I mean they're just making sure they're locking everything down.
Unless we can find an indie movie that's a kaiju film,
that could be fun,
and we get permission to host it, then that could work. But yeah, we love the kaiju movies, Greg. Believe us, we do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we are working on in the world of The Mummy and the Monkey. We're thinking of changing the t-shirt and merch store. So I have to look into that. We have to research a movie, see what movie we could play Friday.
Yeah.
And we may or may not have a new skit. Yeah. So, behind the scenes there's stuff that we're working on, and sometimes we could get that done, sometimes we can't.
Yeah, the rescued reels is like besides doing the in between stuff live, which is all new material obviously. Mm-hmm. When we broadcast live, the rescued reels, like the old commercials, those are new all the time. We haven't repeated those yet.
Yeah.
So I definitely like to put one of those together for the show since we've been doing them. Mm-hmm. I don't know how long we've been doing that. Probably almost a year now.
I think about a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, about a year.
Am I boring you?
No. I've been up since early.
I know.
That's all. So sometimes
I'm joking.
I'll yawn a little bit.
Yeah. Anything with the monster. Well, we would love to show things with monsters, of course,
Oh yeah.
We'll dig some stuff up. Janet's really good with that, and we'll find something.
We'll find something.
Something will shake out.
Yeah, we'll find something fun. As long as it's in Grim
Surround.
Surround
sound, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Grim Surround sound.
Grim Scope and Grim Surround, yeah.
And then Time Lord says, I'm seeing the new Godzilla movie tomorrow.
God, we're so far behind on those.
I know.
What new Godzilla movie?
You should get those from the library so we can watch them.
I know.
All right, guys. Well, we'll probably wrap this up pretty soon.
Yeah, I think we got everything out there.
I think we talked about everything.
For this time around. Yeah, we're caught up.
Yeah.
Now it's time to catch up with some dinner.
Oh, what's for dinner?
Don't know. We have to.
I don't know
We
either.
just went to the store. Should have food.
What could we have?
I don't know. Whatever you have a hankering for.
I don't know.
We started out with. Do we have stuff for taco stuff?
We might still have taco stuff.
We use chicken breasts or something.
Usually I buy turkey for tacos.
I know. We don't have that.
No. We have chicken.
Dang.
So something with chicken.
Ugh.
But maybe we could do
How about
that other stuff another day.
a 3D movie? Yeah, that'd be cool.
Ooh, a 3D movie would be neat.
Where do you get your 3D glass?
Yeah, you would need 3D glasses, and I don't know how that would work.
It would be cool.
That would be cool. All right, guys.
Mexican food is something I can eat every day. I agree, Droger.
Oh, and we did. So speaking of Rescued Reels, we did upload for you guys, the channel members.
Oh, yeah.
And not many of you have checked it out. If you want to check it out, definitely do. It's like over 20 minutes of Rescued Reels. It's an extended cut. It's just for the channel members. So as a little thank you for supporting our channel.
Yeah, that's okay.
So it's like over 20 minutes of stuff found on a VHS tape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all from the same night, the same, everything. That's what I do. I usually take a program, half hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on what's on the tape, and I'll just go through whatever's on that, program, and I edit out what we can't show. Because sometimes, like this last one, there was a big country music cassette CD or cassette tape offer commercial. And there's a lot of country
a lot of the
music
music
snippets,
had to be cut.
So I just... So there are sometimes songs used on commercials where either I'll replace the song if it's just like I can. If I can't, then we just have to delete it. We can't show it. Mm-hmm. But because it's copyright music.
Because of the music. Yeah.
Robot Monster 3D would be great.
I just bought Robot Monster 3D on VHS. Yeah. Ooh, nice. Love you guys. Have a great week. Thank you, Miss Amanda.
Yeah, and with that, I think we're going to wrap things up, right?
I think so.
Unless you got something else you want to say?
I think that was everything. I didn't even write notes. I'm looking over here like I had notes, and I actually didn't this time. So, thank you guys. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, like the video also. If you want to become a channel member, you can. It's only $2.99 a month. Don't shop the t-shirts right now. I'm going to have to figure something else out with that. But you can check out our eBay stores if you're interested in seeing what we list on there.
That's true. It's a separate thing entirely.
Yeah, and if you're watching the repeat of this, put comments if you have any questions or comments. And thank you again.
And they can get all that information we just talked about at themummyandthemonkey.com.
Yes, links to social media and our email and everything is on there. And
but
then
not the shirts and apparel. Don't go
there's info in the video description box below as well.
That's right. So.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
See you later, alligator.